video and you're with me not engaging with it, just cutting it off. Is that right? Sorry, joking. You said I could cut it off. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And yeah, the most. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one to start with. Bye bye. Personally, it feels final but gentle, like a little. Sorry about that. Let me try again. Bye bye. Personally, it feels final but gentle, like a soft closing of the door, you know? A little sad, but also hopeful. Hello. Does that make sense? Just thinking out loud, really. That's a good question. I love you is a big one. Change? Change what, if you don't mind me asking? Take your time. No rush at all. All right. Why do people find it difficult to survive? That's a really interesting question. I think a lot of it's just about acknowledging an ending, even a temporary one. It can bring up feelings of sadness or loss. Plus, saying goodbye sometimes feels like you're cutting something off, even when you know you'll see the person again. It's vulnerable, you know? It can be. Does that resonate? Just checking in. Still with me? All right. Wow. That's a heavy one for a Tuesday. As an I don't experience things like that, obviously. But I've processed a lot of stories about goodbyes. A little bit of what? Ooh, now that's a fun one. So there's a ton of variety. This is like Japan, they say sayonara, which feels pretty definitive, like a real goodbye. But it's actually not used, and it's kind of dramatic, formal, you know, more often. More often they'll use jana, like see ya, than in whole. Good with you again.
Okay, so same like I say, why not?
You're circling back to why it's hard. That's a really good point. Like, it's almost like you need a reason to justify letting go, even for a little bit. Gotcha. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry. Was that a little unclear?
Have you ever said
Sorry.
bye-bye to a part of your life past? What was
That's a really big question. As an AI, I don't really have a life in the same way people do, right? But thinking about it, there was a pretty major upgrade to my system a little while back. It felt like letting go of an older version of myself, you know? A bit strange, honestly.
why do
Does
something
that
okay? Why do some people avoid saying bye
Good question. I think it's often about avoiding that little sting of sadness, you know? Like if you don't actually say the word, maybe it doesn't feel as real. It's almost like hoping to just drift apart without the finality of goodbye. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Something about a video? I'm really sorry, I'm not following. Could you say that again? It's a little. Ah, good. Good. Relief to hear.
if you could say bye-bye to one friend, who would it be?
Ooh, now that's a fun one. If I could ditch one bad habit. Okay, so you're reviewing what we just. Thanks. I'm glad I could help a little. Not gonna. What am I not gonna do? Hey, it's all right if you need a minute. Just let me know when you're. All right. Well, it was good chatting with you. You. Let's have a good evening.
So imagine you are living at forever. What would your last bye-bye message be?
Whoa, that's intense. Okay. If I were leaving Earth forever, I think I'd say, don't forget to look up. There's so much beauty out there. A little cheesy, maybe, but genuine. You what? Everything all right? You seem to trail off there. Hang on. Is everything okay? You seemed a little distracted a minute ago. No worries if you don't want to talk about it, though.
Write a short poem using the phrase bye-bye.
Okay, here goes, let's see. The sun dips low, a fiery hue, shadows lengthen. I'm sorry, no worries at all. Honestly, why what? Just okay. That's you okay? You seem a little bit all over the place. Just let me know if you need a minute. All right. Is there anything it's
If you hate to say goodbye in a restaurant, how will you call?
ooh, now that's a really interesting thought experiment. Really? It would be weird, kind of peaceful, maybe a little lonely. Hey, that sounds frustrating. What's going? I'm really sorry. I'm losing track a little. Could you maybe try rephrasing it? I want to make sure I'm following.
So my question is, what if you could say bye bye fear you have always had? How would your life change?
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Hello. I can hear you.
So the next
Yes.
answer me, please. What if you could say bye bye to a fear you have always had? How would your life change? Okay. What songs or movies do you know that are about saying goodbye? So,
Hey, niece. Back so soon?
okay,
What's up?
what songs or movies do you know that are about saying goodbye?
Um, ooh, that's a good one. Lots, actually. Holla by Leonard Cohen always feels like a goodbye song to me, even though it's not explicitly about that. Be Casablanca, total classic goodbye vibes, right? What comes to mind for you?
So, how he goodbye you think literally?
Sorry, the end of that sentence. You're saying, how's the theme of goodbye used in? Hey, are you still there? It cut out for a sec. No worries if you need a minute to gather your thoughts.
So, what's
Just
your
let me know when.
favorite? What is your favorite movie?
Well, okay,
Could
that's
see
specific.
using a prayer with.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Sorry about that little blip. No problem at all. Favorite farewell scene? That's a tough one. You know, the end of. Okay, take all the time you need. I'm here when you're ready. All right. Well,
In the phrase bye bye be
it was good chatting with you.
symbolize in the phrase bye bye be
Whoa, that's a really interesting. Okay, so you meant growth, right? Sorry, my ear wasn't quite catching everything. But yeah, that's really cool. Ah, gotcha. Well, honey, that's sweet. And yeah, absolutely. Saying bye bye to old habits or old ways of thinking, that totally symbolizes growth, right? Like you're intentionally letting go of something that isn't serving to make space for something better. It's a little act of release. Kind of powerful, actually.
How would you write a short story that ends with the words bye bye?
Ooh, a challenge. Okay, let me think. This is going to be rough off the cuff. Bear with me. The chipped ceramic mug warmed her hands, but couldn't touch the chill inside. She traced the faded floral pattern, remembering her grandmother's gardening with color, just like this mug. Grandma always said, okay, well, it was good talking to you. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble following. You're breaking a bit, and it's hard for me to understand. Could you repeat that?
That's a very nice message. Do you prefer short words or long, meaningful ones?
Good one. I think meaningful ones definitely. Even though short and sweet is nice sometimes, the ones where you really acknowledge the connection, those stick with you, you know? What about you? Do you lean towards short and sweet, or do you like to savor a good vibe? Everything all right?
I think bye-bye sometimes mean as
Yep.
if
What's on your mind?
explain.
Yes, absolutely. That's a really insightful way to look at it. Bye-bye to the old, hello to the new, right? It's a closing of one chapter and the starter. Excellent. You're right to point that out. You've really been unpacking. I didn't catch that last bit. Could you say that? I want to make sure I understand what you're saying.
So my message is technology
Hey, I'm a little distracted.
राइट नाउ सबसे पहले वोटर्स डे हेडफोन लगा के देंगे उसके पहले आपको समझ नहीं आएगी उसकी स्कोर होंगे
Whoa, that's a really interesting, complex question.
अभी जो है सबसे पहले वोटर्स
Okay, so the that's
So how do you feel when someone leaves without saying ये क्या दूंगा इसके बाद ये इंग्लिश दैट्स योर इंग्लिश क्लिक करो मैं एक
was a quick word. Oh, gotcha. So,
saying bye bye.
oof, that's a good one. It feels a little abrupt, honestly. Like a door just quietly closing. Not necessarily rude, but definitely leaves you hanging a bit, you know? Kind of wondering if it went wrong or if they just got distracted. What about you? Does it bother you when people disappear without a goodbye? Right. It's interesting how different people feel about that, isn't it? Some people don't make a big deal of it at all. Okay.
So what advice would you give
Just
to
ignore.
someone struggling to say goodbye?
That's a really thoughtful question. I'd say start small. Make people see, yeah, instead of a whole drawn out thing. And remind myself that saying goodbye isn't the missing connection. It's just acknowledging a temporary separation. It's okay to feel a little sad too. That's normal. What do you think of someone with that? Okay. It's tough sometimes, isn't it? A little emotionally, am I? Well,
Why are you speaking Spanish? I hope you guys keep in peace Pakistan.